Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Addiction Solutions with Roselle. I'm your host, Roselle Frederick White Sr. So glad that you could join us for this episode. As I say in the beginning of every show, go tell your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, church members about the show. You can do the same thing. Go to YouTube, go to the search bar, type in Addiction Solutions with Roselle and subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. You can look at all of the previous episodes concerning addiction. Now, a lot of people get confused when they hear the word addiction. They connect it to drugs and alcohol. But in all of the videos I've done, we cover all aspects of addiction. That includes gambling, sex, shopping, overeating, credit cards, anything that has you out there could be an addiction because you're doing it against your will. You know now you're caught up and you continue, you're addicted. Many people do not want to admit it, which is called denial. And they end up just steady on that path. I'm offering hope. Yours truly is a 30-year plus drug and alcohol addicted individual. The God that I know and understand changed my life June 22nd, 1990. I've been on a path of recovery ever since. Now, many of you know my situation with pain pills. Yes, I've had so many operations and I'm not making excuses, but nevertheless, I got some help and did something about that. But alcohol has not touched my lips since June 22nd, 1990. And I'm very proud of that. Now, you can do the same thing. Watch the videos, listen to the information. It doesn't mean you're going to get it right the first time. I went to treatment 17 times. The people I hurt was my family. The insurance companies, yes, might have been paying the bill, but they had to pay the hospital bill. And I'm not going to sit up here and be arrogant and say, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. No, that's wrong. That's why our insurance rates are so high. So I'm not going to get into a dialogue about insurance. We're talking about addiction. Nevertheless, I had good people in my life to tell me, that I was wrong, but I couldn't stop. Let's get it right. I couldn't stop. I've seen what was going on. I couldn't keep a job. I couldn't keep a spouse. I couldn't keep my kids. I couldn't keep anything in my life substantial because of my addiction. You do not have to reach that point. So let's sit back. Let's finish up chapter 1. Chapter 1 simply said, now you remember when I went into the 21-point manual, what I did was just briefly went over the chapter titles. And chapter 1's title is Do Not Use. Sounds simple, it's not. So what we decided to do was delve a little deeper into the chapter and read some of the content. So we left off, the last sentence was, relapse is a process. Actually, it is the same process as recovery, only the processes are backwards. Okay, so we're going to start with this. And you allow me to read my notes. I appreciate that. In order for a person to wake up one morning and say, I am going to destroy my life, there are many things they must do or not do to reach this decision. The things I speak of, I will talk about in depth in the upcoming chapters. However, I will mention a few of the things. The individual stops going to meetings, stops calling their sponsor, or they start back to hanging around old friends. Remember the process of relapsing. These are just a few of the things that start the process of relapse. Now the question should be, if the individual knows that the reasons I previously mentioned that start the process of relapse have taken place, why would the individual allow the process to start? Excellent question. And this question has several answers. Humility plays a major part in us staying clean or relapsing. We cannot afford to get powerful when we are trying to enter and stay in the process of recovery. Humility can help us remember the pain our addiction caused us. Pain at times can be a motivator for change. The problem, however, is sometimes in the process of relapse, we can forget the pain. Very easy to do. When we get the family back, the job back, the car back, etc., many times we forget we even had an addiction. Who, me? Humility keeps us grounded. Humility keeps us teachable. Humility gives a great opportunity from time to time to go back and revisit just how bad it was for our family and us. Humility can keep us in the here and now. Humility will allow us to work our 12-step programs, whatever that might be. We know that we never fully recover. We realize we are in the process of recovery, and that process is one day at a time until we leave this earth. Now, my first real therapist I had when I was in treatment told me, Roselle, you will be recovered 3 days after you're dead. That was Mr. Ross Diaz. Outstanding gentleman. I said 3 days. He said, yeah, 3 days after you're dead, you'll be recovered. So that lets me know, man, that I'm in the process every day. It doesn't matter. These material things get people twisted. They think because they get some of these goodies back that they're okay. Those things can leave just as fast as they came. We have to realize that the process is every day, 24/7. There's no vacations in recovery. Where do you get that idea? There was no vacation in your addiction. Every day, or just about every day, you tried to make sure that you were in that ballpark, hitting that home run every day. So what makes you think now all of a sudden that you've got the job back, the wife back, the kids love you again, the dog loves you again, grandma loves you again, you're back in the wheel, that all of a sudden everybody is going to just relax and put their guard down and think that nothing could ever happen again? You're just that much closer to relapse than you were. So you got to keep working at it. Every day you got to work at it. So we're going to leave it right there. Now, I'll be back next week. We're going to finish up chapter 1. We got a few more paragraphs to go, and then we'll go into chapter 2. But stay with me because this is going to get really interesting. I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I'll see you next week.